Are you ready for the game that could change the fate of the East? Because if the Boston Celtics lose tonight, everything could fall apart. The series is 2-1 in favor of the Knicks. Game 4 is at Madison Square Garden, and Jason Tatum's team is in survival mode, while Stephen A. Smith, a die-hard Knicks fan, throws in the towel on national television. The Celtics are gearing up for a battle with no room for mistakes. This is the video that will show you why this Monday could decide who goes to the conference finals and who goes home. And there's more: controversy, trash talk, tactical breakdowns. But above all, there's fire in their eyes. Are the Celtics already cornered? The short answer: yes. But what really matters is how Boston reacts when it's cornered. Last year against Miami, the team clawed back from a 3-0 hole to force a Game 7. The problem? That story ended in heartbreak. And now, against the Knicks, the same script could be unfolding. Joe Mazzulla's squad bounced back strong in Game 3 and did it their way, dominating the perimeter and running their offensive rotation to perfection. But one misstep tonight, and the series turns into a cliff. And here's where it gets tense. The mental pressure is on Boston. New York is playing loose. And if the Celtics don't set the tone from the jump, the Garden turns into a madhouse. And both Tatum and Brown have shown they can feel that weight. But hold on, this fire still has fuel. What if I told you there's an invisible factor deciding this series? Stephen A. Smith jumped ship when even the most passionate Knicks fan starts to panic. Something's off, right? Stephen A. Smith dropped the bomb. If the Knicks lose Game 4, the series is over, and he's not alone. Many analysts agree, losing tonight at home is signing your own sentence. But why so much certainty? Because the Celtics have history. When this team catches fire, it's hard to stop them, and Smith knows it. He's seen Tatum drop 50 in the playoffs. He's seen Boston flip a series, and he knows the Celtics are 100% healthy. He sees what few are willing to admit. New York played to its limit in the first 2 games, but they're running out of gas. And Boston is heating up. Can the Knicks still pull it off? Of course, but they'll have to do something they've never done before. But what if the Celtics fall into their own trap? Can the Knicks' defense suffocate Boston? It can, and that's exactly why Game 4 is so dangerous. OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges are doing the dirty work that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. Their lateral defense suffocates, cuts off passing lanes, and forces Boston into isolation plays. The result? Tatum takes tough shots, Brown gets tangled up with the ball, and the offense stalls. That's how the Knicks won Games 1 and 2, even after trailing at halftime. It's classic Thibodeau: intensity and discipline. But there's one detail that changes everything. The Celtics learned. In Game 3, Boston moved the ball better, used Kristaps as a release valve, and attacked the double team smartly. If they do that again, the Knicks will bleed. But if they don't, we're back to square one. And what happens if Boston ties the series? Is Boston the favorite again? It's the question no one wants to answer, but everyone knows the answer. If the Celtics tie the series tonight, they take control of the narrative. Going back to Boston with the series at 2-2 is the Knicks' worst nightmare, because that's when the deeper, more experienced, more star-studded team kicks into domination mode. And suddenly, all the pressure shifts to New York. Remember the Bucks in 2022? Remember the Heat last year? The Celtics live on the edge. And even if it drives fans crazy, it's in those moments that they're the most dangerous. Tonight is more than just a game. It's a turning point. Either Boston proves it learned from past heartbreaks, or it joins the list of historic disappointments. If you're a Celtics fan, tonight isn't just another game. It's the line between redemption and collapse. And if you're a Knicks fan, know that your team has never had a more real shot at closing out a series against a powerhouse. But what comes after that? The winner of this series faces a wide-open Eastern Conference. And whoever makes it through could very well end up in the NBA Finals. So, I'll ask you, who's going to write the story? Celtics or Knicks? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you want to know which opponent is the most dangerous in the next round, hit that subscribe button and don't miss the next videos. Something's happening behind the scenes with the Boston Celtics. What if I told you the team that looked like it was falling apart is about to hit the court at full strength? That's right. After 2 losses that nearly shattered the teams, Morale. The Celtics bounced back with a dominant win over the Knicks in Game 3. But what's coming next could shift not just the direction of this series, but of the entire playoffs. Hauser might return. Porzingis, despite being sick, has disappeared from the injury report. Coincidence? Mystery? Or the exact moment Boston decides to show its hand? Game 4 has become a disguised final. And if you think you've seen it all, you'd better stick around until the end. Is Boston hiding its game after losing Games 1 and 2, one of them featuring a 20-point collapse? The Celtics were labeled the biggest disappointment of the semifinals. But in Game 3, something changed. A team that was more intense, more connected, more lethal. And now, for the first time in the series, the roster might be at full strength. Sam Hauser, who looked done after spraining his ankle in Game 1, has been upgraded to questionable on the injury report. Doesn't sound like much? Wrong. That's practically NBA code. When a player jumps from out to questionable, it usually means the coach is already planning to use him. Hauser may not be a star, but he's crucial to perimeter defense and floor spacing. He's the kind of guy who won't light up the box score but can change the entire flow of a game. And the Celtics know it. Could Mazzulla be saving this card to flip the series? Is Porzingis healthy or being sacrificed? His name is off the injury report, but the real question is, does that actually mean Kristaps Porzingis is 100%? Ever since he left Game 1 due to a mysterious illness, which still hasn't been fully explained, he has returned to action. Yes, but only in small doses. He hasn't played more than 20 minutes. The Latvian big man, who was supposed to be the third tower alongside Tatum and Brown, looks like a shadow of the player he was during the regular season. And yet, his presence changes everything. The Knicks have to respect the spacing he provides. They have to account for his screens, his long-range shooting, his constant threat. But what if Porzingis is playing hurt? What if that limited playing time isn't part of a recovery, but a ceiling? Or worse, a calculated strategy to save him for the most critical moment. Boston might be playing chess while everyone else is watching basketball. Has the series turned, or was that just a breather? The blowout in Game 3 set off alarm bells in New York. The win was so dominant, it made the first 2 games feel like they never happened. But the scoreboard still reads, Knicks 2, Celtics 1. And now comes Game 4. On a Monday night, right in the heart of Manhattan, the moment of truth. Boston enters with the moral momentum, a roster closer to full health, and the pressure of having no room for error. And the Knicks, they come in with the weight of the lead and the fear of losing it. Because if Boston ties this series, the entire narrative flips. Doubt becomes certainty, and the Green takes back the role of the favorite. So here's the question every fan needs to answer. Was Game 3 an outlier, or the true beginning of the Celtics' comeback? Game 4 promises more than just a battle. It promises revelations. We're about to find out if Boston was simply waiting for the right moment to explode, or if the Knicks still have tricks up their sleeve to silence the Garden's green wave. Sam Hauser might be the X factor, Porzingis might surprise, or everything could fall apart again. One thing is certain, this game will leave scars for the loser. And now I want to hear from you. Will the Celtics tie this series, or will the party keep rolling in New York? Drop your take in the comments. And get ready, because in the next video, we're breaking down why Jaylen Brown might just be the true hidden MVP of this Celtics run. Don't miss it.